Hey everyone, happy holidays and welcome back to the channel. I'm Heather.
And I'm Casey.
And today we are going to be taking you through 12 Christmas traditions, kind of like the 12 days of Christmas. And we'll share some traditions that are seen here in Germany, and then we'll take you through some that are seen back home in America.
Stuff that we grew up with.
Stuff that we grew up with. Some of them will probably cross over the pond both ways. I'm sure that there will be some things that we probably even got from Europe originally that sort of morphed into our own version of those things, I would say.
Yeah.
So we'd love to hear more about that down in the comments. We also want to give a huge shout out to Halara for partnering with us on this video. It is a company that has been a tradition for me to work with for actually a long time now. They do a lot of clothing, fitness clothing, comfortable like dresses and things. So you'll sort of see those throughout the video as we transition through each of the 12 traditions, and they were kind enough to give us the discount code Heather20 for 20% off anything full price. They do have men's stuff, kids stuff, women's, just a little bit of everything. So I will leave all the information for them down in the description box below and all the items that you see as well. So the first piece is this maxi dress in a dark green, perfect for the holidays, super stretchy and comfortable, great for a tall person. And our first thing is going to be Christmas markets, which are amazing here in Germany.
So the first German tradition that we've partook in this year was German Christmas markets.
Yes, and what did you think about them?
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
It's been an experience.
Oh
We've
my
tried
gosh.
to go to as many as we could the past month, and they're all just so great to go to and explore.
They are. I think that maybe my favorite was Rudesheim, but there were a few kind of close seconds. I mean, I don't think we went to one we disliked. It's just we had favorites among those, but it's just, it looks like like your fairy tale version of what Christmas would look like.
Yeah.
Feels like you kind of stepped out of like a Charles Dickens novel or something with all the beautiful architecture and just, can we talk about how elaborate the stands are?
Yeah, you'd think it was like there all the time. Like it's a full size. Well, not everything, but there's a lot of like full-size buildings and restaurants and beer gardens just set up in the middle of these cities that are put there just weeks prior. It's crazy.
It is crazy because back in the States, most of our, I guess what you would say would be, it's not even really similar, but the most similar thing that I've been to, just general like Christmas markets and stuff, it's more like tables set up with, what would you call it? Like a canopy tent over them.
Yeah.
Vendors, but I know there are some...
Or a lot of trailers, like food trucks and stuff.
Food trucks,
it's
right.
all hard stand buildings that they do in these
fully
markets.
Decorated with like Santa's moving and animatronics, and I mean it is elaborate. And I know back in the States there are some places that try to do kind of German style Christmas markets, at least I know that now, but I couldn't tell you how similar they are because I've never been to one back in the States, but I can't imagine anything as elaborate as these.
Yeah. One question that I kept having was, where do they put it all when it's not set up for the Christmas market? Where do they keep it the rest of the year?
Oh my gosh, it's just so much stuff. And then the food, we might still try to do a video on the food. We had family in town for sort of an extended period of time, and then one of our poor kitties got sick and had to have an ER visit, and that took up like a whole week. So we haven't filmed a video yet on just the food. We would like to, but we're kind of running out of time. So if we don't do that this year, we definitely will next year. But we are still kind of looking at the calendar and seeing if there's a way to do that. I know there's so many things we still want to try. Food-wise, oh my gosh, the food, the experience, it's magical. As we move on to number 2, I'll show you this has some cute wooden buttons and some darting down the front. And that second tradition here is going to be Krampus. What a tradition this is to talk about. So let's talk about Krampus.
Let's.
This is not something I had heard of before coming here.
I don't think I had either.
I don't think, we hadn't, although now I've seen some people back in the States on my social media and stuff talk about it, so I think some people know of it. I didn't know of it. It's different.
Yeah. It's something.
So if you're not familiar with Krampus, I'm gonna just read what's right here, though please always feel free to elaborate in the comment section. We know that you all always know way more about this stuff than we do, but he is a half goat, half demon monster that punishes misbehaving children at Christmas time. So they have something called the Krampus Run, which we did not go to this year. I don't think it's at every Christmas market. It's at certain ones, and usually like 1 or maybe 2 days out of their market season. It's not at every single day at the market. But basically a bunch of these Krampuses, these evil looking monster devil kind of characters.
Why are you pointing at me?
come parading through the streets. And it says something that where I read that like they come through and it's like they're supposed to take the children to the underworld or something. Like what?
Yeah, if they misbehave throughout the year.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. I don't like creepy dark stuff in general, so it's probably not my thing, but
I think that should be enforced.
Do we need
Kids
to
would
go to a
behave better.
Krampus run just for the experience next year? I don't know. Yeah, we saw a thing about Krampus too at that Christmas museum.
Yeah, he had his whole own section.
A whole exhibit all on Krampus.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird. As we transition into the next tradition, I wanted to show you these denim pants from Halara. I'm obsessed. They're fleece lined and warm for the winter, have drawstrings, are stretchy, and side pockets. I have been living in these since they came. So that brings us on to number 3, which is St. Nick's Day.
All right, third thing on our list is St. Nicholas Day.
St. Nicholas Day. So I did actually know about this one. I don't know, did you know about this one?
I've heard about it, but I never...
Knew the details?
Yeah, I don't think we ever did it as a kid.
Yeah, I only know about this because I took German as a child for a little bit, and I had a teacher that introduced us to like putting our shoes by the door, and St. Nicholas would come, and I believe it's like he comes the night of the 5th, and so you wake up the morning of December 6th to goodies in your shoes, or I also read that sometimes they fill the stockings here on that night, so, you know, I think in lieu of the shoes by the door maybe. I don't know which came first.
Came from, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Let us know down in the comments kind of which of those came first, the shoes or the stockings, but he was a patron saint. I want to say we read 14th century. We did read about it, but I can't remember for sure what century that was out of. I want to say 14th, but that he was known for leaving like coins and shoes. So I would think shoes probably came first. So he was kind of known as being like a giver, a gift giver. Yeah. And that actually, I believe, is what developed into Santa Claus as we know it as well, as starting from St. Nicholas.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see like where all of that started, and we did do that this year. We put our shoes by the door, and St. Nicholas came.
He came.
It's shocking. What did he bring you?
I got a gift card.
You got a
for
gift
a
card.
bike shop.
Wow. So we're gonna have to go use that, and I got
me.
some amazing smelling candles, some fall candles. We love candles around here. So, and the 4th tradition for Germany is Advent. So Advent is a huge thing here in Germany. We do have Advent calendars back in the States as well, usually with the worst of American chocolate filling them.
They're so cheap.
It's so bad. It's like American chocolate already doesn't compare to European chocolate, we can tell you.
Yeah.
But it's even like a tier down from the normal American chocolate, I would say.
Yeah, I think I'd tried them before and I wasn't ever a fan.
I liked them as a kid, I have to admit, but I mean, it was all sugar, you know?
Yeah.
So, Advent here though, you see it in a lot of different forms.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a garden one.
I got a garden one with seeds.
Yeah, she got new seeds every day.
Yes.
And then we each had our own chocolate one.
We each
the
had our own
chocolate was
chocolate one.
amazing.
And then we learned about the candles.
Yep, and then the candle one as well, yeah.
So that's a big thing here that, again, I think some people maybe do this in the States. I'd never heard of it either until we moved here. But there is a tradition. Originally, I want to say it was 25 candles that would be lit on a wreath every single day leading up till Christmas. Like the light is getting brighter as Jesus is getting closer. And then that sort of developed into the 4 candles, which is what you see more traditionally now, we believe, based on, we just learned about this like this month. But we did that tradition this year. We thought that was so beautiful. So we got our own little version of the 4 candles and lit one every Sunday leading up to Christmas. He's got them right here. He's gonna show you.
This is what we got. We got 4 of these, and you light the candle, and it spins the little reindeer on top.
We kind of made our own. It wasn't really, we didn't buy it as an Advent, but we really liked those. So we thought, oh, that's so pretty, and it kind of looks nice with our Christmas decor, which has been somewhat limited this year, which we'll get into in a moment when we talk about one of our other traditions here. So we're moving on to the 5th tradition that we have for Germany. As we head into that next tradition, this is the next pair of pants from Halara. They are high-waisted, high-button, have a vintage feel, which I love, and they're also fleece-lined and in their Cloudful fabric, which is so comfortable, and it brings your body temperature up, so it really keeps you warm during these cold winter months, which is perfect. Now the next one we are on to is the Christmas tree.
All right, next thing on the list is tree decorating here in Germany.
Yes, and just putting the tree up, there are definitely some differences.
Yeah, it seems like everybody does it a lot later in the season, like a couple days before Christmas, and then they kind of take it down pretty quick. Whereas I think Americans usually set it up pretty much the day after Thanksgiving. Their trees are going up and come down maybe after New Year's.
Yeah, but here it's more of a last minute thing, and I think a lot of times it's still fresh trees.
Yeah, a lot of real trees.
A lot of real trees, so that's pretty cool, and I don't know how many people still do this, so definitely let us know in the comments, because we couldn't tell from what we've read if it's still common or if it's less common now, but at one point, at least putting like real candles on the tree was still really popular, which is beautiful, but I wondered about like the fire hazard of that.
I think a lot of people have moved away from that and gone to just like battery operated candles maybe, but
yeah, let us know, but we thought that was really interesting how it's more of a last minute thing, and how I think most of the Christmas celebrating is on Christmas Eve here as well, and then they do some different stuff on Christmas Day with family, but I think you see that sometimes in the States too. Some people kind of do more of a Christmas Eve thing as well, so it just depends, I would say, but it sounds like it's more common here on Christmas Eve. And the last German tradition we're going to discuss are all the special holiday treats. Yum. All right, so the last one on our German side of Christmas traditions, or just things you see commonly during the holidays here, are special holiday treats. So much food. So much good food.
Yeah.
We've tried Pfeffernuss.
Pfeffernuss was good.
It was good. We have not tried the Lebkuchen yet, or Kuchen. Let me know. I'm still trying to figure out these CHs, if it's Kuchen, if it has to do with the U before it. I'm not sure. Let me know. Trying to do better, but I'm not sure. I think it's Lebkuchen, but I could be wrong. But that's like another kind of a gingery type of soft cookie, I believe. We haven't tried it yet. Then there is Stollen, which is kind of like their version of fruitcake. But I've heard it's a lot better. There's more spices, I think even some nuts sometimes. Our fruitcake isn't.
It's not very good.
Not very good. I mean, based on what we've tried here, I would say theirs probably is pretty good. Oh, Glühwein.
Oh, can't go wrong with Glühwein.
Yeah, and the other one we have to try is the one with the rum.
The rum cube one, yeah, the sugar cube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one where they like light a sugar cube on fire, and there's like a shot of rum involved, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And we have
videos.
We want to try that. If we do get to do the food tasting, that will be part of it for sure. As we move into the American traditions, here are a pair of faux leather black shiny leggings from Halara that are so comfortable. They go with so much and dress it up. I'm obsessed. Our first one on the list for America is watching Christmas movies.
All right, the first thing on the list on the American side of things for traditions is watching Christmas movies.
Yes, every single year.
All the time.
Did you watch them too all growing up?
Yeah, it's always the same ones, like every year too. Everyone's got the go-tos.
Okay, give me like 3 of the like family favorite go-tos.
Home Alone,
Classic.
Elf, and Christmas Vacation.
Okay, I think we did a lot of like the Santa Claus, the Grinch, and then my family really likes kind of the classic old movies too, so like White Christmas, It's a Wonderful Life. I was a musical kid, kind of a nerd, and anything that's got musical and dancing and singing in it, I pretty much liked growing up.
Yeah.
So we did all of those. And I think probably American culture is so big into Hollywood and film and all of that stuff.
Movies is a big thing.
Movies is a big thing. So that's probably why it's such a big part of our Christmas culture. I'm not sure if that is a big thing here or not. I just don't know. So let us know if you have any traditional Christmas movies that you all watch every season, and if so, what they are, so we can kind of look into those. I'd be really curious to see if that's a thing here or not. So as we move into number 8 on our list of traditions, I just wanted to give you a quick close-up of how stretchy, shiny, and comfy these Halara pants are, which brings us to Christmas dinner, and it can't be missed. All right, so number 8 on our list, or our second thing on the American side of things, is Christmas dinner, or Christmas Eve dinner, either or, but a huge, huge feast.
Yeah. And it's always the same as Thanksgiving.
It's always the same as
Same
Thanksgiving.
food.
It is. It's like turkey and or ham,
Yep.
Mashed potatoes,
Mac and cheese, green bean casserole.
Or green beans. We just did regular green beans, but a lot of people do the casserole.
Yep.
Cornbread sometimes.
We never really did a lot of cornbread. We did stuffing,
Pumpkin pie.
pumpkin pie.
It's the greatest thing ever if you've never had it. Like,
I don't think I've seen it here yet.
I haven't seen it here yet, but it is an all-time favorite dessert of mine. Still, even me not liking super sweet sugary stuff, pumpkin pie is still one of my favorite things in the world.
So good.
Yeah, so good. So it's very common in households that you'll have a big Thanksgiving style dinner for Christmas as well. So as we move along on our 12 days of Christmas traditions, I also feel like I get to celebrate 12 days of Halara Christmas with these leggings here. They are a cargo style yoga legging, super stretchy and comfy, and again, fleece lined, which has been a game changer. And it's also the style that brings the body temperature up. So these are super effective for wintertime. And actually, these were a favorite of Casey's and of mine. It was kind of a surprise, something I don't already have. So rolling right along with number 9 is the Christmas tree.
All right, next thing on the list is the tree again, but for how we kind of do it the American way. And like I said earlier, it comes up very early, right after Thanksgiving is when it gets put up. And a lot of people do artificial trees now.
Yeah, artificial trees are pretty popular in the States. I think some people still do real, but I would say it's more common to see an artificial tree than a real tree these days.
Yeah, for sure. And pre-lit is the way to go.
Pre-lit is the way to go. We used to do the stringing lights, but now that pre-lit is a thing, I don't even enjoy stringing Christmas lights, as bad as that sounds. So we got a new one since we moved here. We sold ours before we came over to make it easier, and this is like my dream tree. I love it so much. Everything about it, the flocked. I like a flocked tree, the white lights, the very winter wonderland look, and this one's kind of like shaggy. That's a way to explain it. There's a lot of depth and layers in it. Oh, it's so beautiful. But yes, back in the States, we do a lot of artificial trees. I'm trying to think what else. I think my grandparents at one point when I was a kid had a real tree. I do remember them doing that with all the needles, but we have a cat. As we said, we had an ER visit. She wants to eat and swallow literally anything. We have to cat-proof the house every night like we have a baby.
Any kind of plant she will eat.
Any kind of plant. I've seen her eat fuzz off the floor. I mean, if she's able to swallow it, she will swallow it. So we have to be very, very careful. And we had an incident where she got to something we didn't even think she could get to, and we had a hospital visit. So the tree is now in our studio this year because we didn't think it was safe to give her access to it after that. So anyway, the artificial tree is in here. And now I feel like I'm on a different tangent, but trees back home, some people too put them up even earlier than Thanksgiving. I think, right, like the day after Thanksgiving is the most traditional thing you hear people doing. But I know people that are putting them up in October, in September. Some people go Christmas crazy, and it's like 4 months out of the year they're decorated for Christmas.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. And number 10 on our Christmas traditions list for the American side of things is probably one of the most magical, which is candlelight service at church. We love it. All right, so number 10 or number 4 on the American Christmas traditions is candlelight service at church. Now, this is probably something shared. I'm sure that exists here too. I think that's kind of a universal tradition for like maybe Catholics and Christians. Again, feel free to correct us if we're wrong, but I would say you all probably have that too. But for me, that was something my family did most years growing up, if we could, and it's just so beautiful having everybody holding the real candles lit up in the dark room, singing Christmas music and hymns and things like that. It was just such a beautiful experience. Usually paired too with a lot of them do kind of plays on the story of Christmas.
Yeah.
So you probably went to that too growing up.
Yeah, we went to kind of an older church growing up, and we did the candlelight service and stuff. But a lot of churches now I think are more modernized, and I don't know if they really do that anymore at those.
I don't know. The last one I've been to was real candles, but I know what you mean. I do think some have switched kind of to the
like the battery powered candles and stuff, but nothing beats a real candle.
Nothing. Although I remember as a kid like holding the one with the little paper protector and going, "Is this really gonna?
It's part of the fun.
Protect me from the wax?" But yeah, that was something we really I think both probably loved growing up. I loved that anyways.
Yeah.
And we still try to go, but we've moved almost every Christmas for the last little bit here. So haven't been able to, but maybe next year if you guys do that here, we can find somewhere to go participate.
Yep.
So as we get near the end of our list, we've got 2 more pieces from Halara, a stretchy fleece-lined skinny denim jean that I love, and an oversized pink sweater. What could be any better? So number 11 is going to be drive-through Christmas lights.
All right, number 11, drive-through Christmas lights.
Yes, this is probably very American.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen even like a spot to do it here driving around or any place that does that.
No,
but
maybe there is, or maybe in a different area, but we haven't seen it.
yeah, we didn't really search for one though.
It's true.
Fair,
it's true. But drive-through Christmas lights displays, probably kind of self-explanatory, but usually you'd find it at like...
It's usually like a fairgrounds parking
Yeah.
lot or something.
Yes.
Very big open area, and they set up all these crazy like hoop Christmas lights that you can drive under and go through,
and stuff off to the side.
Yeah, and they give you a radio station to listen to in
Yes.
the car. You tune to that, and then it plays music, and it goes to the beat of the lights. And
Yeah, they've got them
the lights
synced
go
up.
to the beat of the music, I guess.
Yeah, it's really fun. I don't know. We grew up Midwest and Southern mostly, both of us actually. I don't know if that's more of a regional thing or if that's all across America. I'm really not sure. I would imagine most places have it, but that maybe you see it less in condensed city areas and more so out more rurally like we lived. But it is fun. I don't know why it's such a thing, but we would go to those pretty much every year too. And now you have a lot of people as well, like coming up with light shows on their house where they're syncing music to their house. So you can
crazy.
drive through a neighborhood and they're like, oh, from 6 to 8 every night, you can come see the show. And you're like, what? There's like a whole show on people's houses.
I don't know who has the time for
It
that.
sounds like so much work.
Yeah.
So much work. So we only have one more on our 12 days of Christmas traditions, but I wanted to share a little bit of these shots Casey got of the tree with you all because it just makes us feel so festive and in the Christmas spirit. So let's find out what number 12 is. And that brings us to the last one on our list, number 12, or number 6 on the American side, which is leaving milk and cookies or carrots and writing letters to Santa. So this is probably something that other places do as well. I'm pretty sure they do, but I think it's very, very prominent in American culture, at least, that I remember doing that basically every year growing up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, as a kid, it was like a yearly thing. And I'd say maybe the writing letters, not everybody does as much. I pretty much did that every year too, I think.
I remember doing that like at school.
Yeah.
It was like an in-school thing. You'd have time to write a letter
Dear
to Santa.
Santa, please send more cats. That's probably what
probably
mine
what
looked
yours
like.
said,
Yes. But the letters to Santa was a big thing, and there were actually addresses you could send it off to. And then I think as I got older, and you see a lot now, I think you can do like emails to Santa, right? I think you can email him now too, or call, phone call even, he can call or something. But I remember writing the letters and leaving the milk and cookies or carrots for the reindeer.
Yep.
And it's just such a fun time. It's really funny just seeing how different Christmas is as a kid versus an adult. I do think it's very different, but still awesome in different ways. But that was like magic as a kid.
Yep.
Waking up and then Santa's eating.
Like the cookies are gone.
The cookies are gone. Who did it?
There's a bite out of the carrot.
I know. How did that happen?
Crazy.
I know. So we absolutely, we love Christmas time. I think it's my favorite time of year. I don't know about you, but that's my favorite time of year. So we have had so much fun experiencing it here in Germany because it feels like you're living in a postcard fantasy of Christmas. It's absolutely amazing. And we love seeing your suggestions, so please feel free to leave more. We really do try to get to as many of those as we can. We have been quite busy the last little bit here, but we write them down, we keep notes, so we will try our best to get to as many of those things, if not this year, then next year as we can. Again, huge thank you to Halara for helping partner in this video and for the awesome sort of Christmas time goodies I get to share with you. Again, all their information will be down in the description box below. We hope you enjoyed this video and are having a wonderful holiday season and have a happy, happy new year. See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.